Welcome to the lesson, Kinds of Sentences. After completing this lesson, you will be able to define kinds of sentences: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. Identify kinds of sentences. Identify kinds of declarative, interrogative, and imperative sentences. Transform sentences. Aisha is visiting her good friend Susie. Susie lives on a farm. They are out in the fields. Aisha is enjoying the weather on the farm, but Susie tells her it's going to rain. Aisha asks Susie if she is making a guess. Susie replies that she is making a statement and using a declarative sentence. Susie decides to tell Aisha all about kinds of sentences while they walk to the farmhouse. So let us learn about kinds of sentences. There are 5 kinds of sentences: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. A declarative sentence is a sentence that makes a statement or some kind of observation. Read this sentence. The sum of 2 and 4 is 6. This is a declarative sentence. It is making a statement. Now read the other sentence. The color of this river is grey. This is also a declarative sentence. The speaker is making an observation. A declarative sentence can state a fact, an argument, or an idea. It does not require an answer from the reader. For example, this book is very entertaining. This is a declarative sentence. The reader does not need to answer or respond to the statement made. Let us look at the structure of the declarative sentence. The declarative sentence consists of a subject and a predicate. The subject is the who or what that does something. The predicate tells us something about the action of the subject. The structure of the declarative sentence is subject plus verb plus other words. A declarative sentence ends with a full stop. Read this example. Leela is good at maths. Leela is the subject, is the verb, and good at maths are the other words. The words is good at maths, when taken together, form the predicate of this declarative sentence. There are 3 kinds of declarative sentences. Affirmative sentences simply say or state something, such as she is tying her boots. Negative sentences express a negative meaning, such as she is not tying her boots. Emphatic sentences help emphasize a statement, such as she is indeed tying her boots. A declarative sentence can contain an indirect question. For example, he is wondering Why the cat is sitting there? The sentence contains the indirect question. Why the cat is sitting there? However, the speaker is making a statement. So, it is a declarative sentence. An interrogative sentence is also called a question. It is formed by placing the auxiliary verb before the noun, or by beginning the sentence with a WH word. For example, have you eaten breakfast? The auxiliary verb have is placed before you. This is an interrogative sentence. Can, would, do are all examples of auxiliary verbs that may be used in interrogative sentences. An interrogative sentence can also be formed by starting the sentence with a WH word, like why, who, which. For example, why is he painting the fence? The sentence begins with the word WHY.
The speaker is asking a question.
There are two types of interrogative sentences. Affirmative sentences such as, have you seen the new Brad Pitt movie? Negative sentences such as, haven't you seen the new Brad Pitt movie? An imperative sentence expresses a command, order, request, advice, or suggestion. In an imperative sentence, the subject is the second-person pronoun you, which is not generally expressed. Read this sentence. Get me some lemonade from the kitchen. This is an imperative sentence where the speaker is giving an order to you. Now, read the other sentence. Get me some lemonade from the kitchen, please. This is an imperative sentence with a difference. The speaker is making a request to you. Please denotes a request. If it comes at the end of a sentence, a comma is used before it. This is the case with example 2. There are three types of imperative sentences. Affirmative sentences such as go for a walk. Negative sentences such as don't go for a walk. Emphatic sentences such as do go for a walk. Remember that the words do not are not used with you. For example, do not you do that. Instead, we must say, don't you do that. This is correct usage. Exclamatory sentences are used for a large number of emotions as they express sudden strong feelings like anger, surprise, delight, etc. An exclamatory sentence ends with an exclamation mark. Read the following sentence. What a naughty boy you are, Raj. The exclamatory sentence is used to show that the speaker is not pleased with Raj's behavior. The sentence ends with an exclamation mark. Exclamatory sentences can be formed when what is used with a noun and not an adjective or adverb. What a great man! What is sometimes used in derogatory sentences. What a fool! How is used with an adjective or adverb. How sweetly she sings. Optative sentences are sentences that are used to express wishes. They usually end in exclamation marks. Take a look at the following example. How I wish I could fly. In this sentence, the writer is expressing his or her wish. Sometimes, optative sentences are sayings or phrases that are fixed. For example, long live the king.
This is an optative sentence which is a common saying.
Using the rules we have studied, we can transform a sentence into different kinds of sentences. For example, a declarative sentence can be transformed into an interrogative sentence or an imperative sentence, and so on. Let us look at examples of transformation of sentences. It is going to rain. This is a declarative sentence. Isn't it going to rain? This is an interrogative sentence. Tell me, is it going to rain? This is an imperative sentence. Oh, it is going to rain. This is an exclamatory sentence. How I wish it does rain. This is an optative sentence. We have seen how a declarative sentence can be transformed into different kinds of sentences. Let us look at transformation of other sentences. For example, an interrogative sentence can be transformed into a declarative sentence. Isn't that bread over there? Can be transformed to that is bread over there. An imperative sentence can be transformed into an optative sentence. Look at that balloon high up in the sky. Can be transformed to I wish that balloon stays high up in the sky. Thus, using the rules we have learned, we can carry out several transformations of sentences. Susie and Aisha have reached the farmhouse. Let us revise the main points before the girls sit and watch the rain through the window. There are 5 kinds of sentences: declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, and optative. A declarative sentence is a sentence that makes a statement or some kind of observation. A declarative sentence can state a fact, an argument, or an idea. It does not require an answer from the reader. The declarative sentence consists of a subject and a predicate. The structure of the declarative sentence is subject plus verb plus other words. A declarative sentence ends with a full stop. Kinds of declarative sentences. Affirmative sentences simply say or state something. Negative sentences express a negative meaning. Emphatic sentences help emphasize a statement. A declarative sentence can contain an indirect question. An interrogative sentence is a question. In some interrogative sentences, the auxiliary verb is placed before the noun. An interrogative sentence can also begin with a WH question like who, why, which, etc. There are affirmative as well as negative interrogative sentences. An imperative sentence expresses a command, order, request, advice, or suggestion. The word please denotes a request. If it comes at the end of an imperative sentence, a comma is used before it. In an imperative sentence, the subject you is not generally expressed. There are three kinds of imperative sentences: affirmative, negative, and emphatic. Exclamatory sentences can be formed when what is used with a noun and not an adjective or adverb. What is sometimes used in derogatory sentences. How is used with an adjective or an adverb. Exclamatory sentences utilize an exclamation mark. Optative sentences are used to express a wish. Sometimes they are common sayings that are fixed. Optative sentences usually end in exclamation marks. Sentences can be transformed into different kinds of sentences. For example, imperative can be transformed to interrogative, declarative to exclamatory, etc.